We haven't seen such carnage for a long time. On the Pokrovsk direction, a Leopard tank destroyed a column of 5 enemy armored vehicles. Operational command, Khortytsia. Combat work of the tankers from the 33rd Separate Mechanized Brigade. In the Pokrovsk sector, tankers of the 33rd Separate Mechanized Brigade repelled a Russian assault and destroyed at least 5 enemy armored vehicles. According to Ukrinform, the Khortytsia Operational and Strategic Grouping of Troops reported this in Telegram and posted a video. According to the military, the enemy convoy was traveling along a field road near a forest belt when it came under fire from a Ukrainian tank gun. The crew of the Leopard 2 A4 tank, maneuvering, fired directly from under the cover of the village's houses, to which the enemy tried to storm with armored vehicles. As a result, having hit at least 5 enemy armored personnel carriers, and some of them several times, Leopard crushed the entire convoy with the Russian invaders. As reported by Ukrinform, the Ukrainian Defense Forces successfully repelled an attempt by the Russian army to conduct a motorcycle assault in the Pokrovsk direction. Soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment cleared the enemy's trench system near the village of Kotlin in the Pokrovsk sector. Before the clearing, the regiment moved to the enemy's positions on a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, which supported them with fire after the infantry rushed in. At the same time, the unit's aerial reconnaissance performed surveillance and, after detecting Russian infantry, launched a drone bomber that eliminated the Russian military. In addition, during the landing, the enemy opened artillery fire on the Ukrainian defenders, but the soldiers quickly entered the enemy's trench system. The soldiers split into pairs to effectively clear the dugouts and threw grenades at the enemy's shelters. Thanks to their well-coordinated work, the defenders managed to eliminate 6 Russian soldiers. In addition, this clearing allowed Ukrainian soldiers to enter the village and begin to drive the invaders out. Currently, the situation around the village remains complex. The Ukrainian Defense Forces are trying to hold back the enemy and repel its constant assaults. Despite this, the enemy attempts to surround the village to gain more favorable positions. Militarny previously reported that soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment drove Russian soldiers out of a house near Pokrovsk. An infantry unit was involved in the task and was brought to the building on a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. It becomes more difficult to export energy for Russia. Drones attacked the Transneft Baltica oil pumping station in Russia's Tver Oblast. Russian Telegram channel SHOT reported. Reports indicate that air defense shot down 6 drones in the Andreapol district around 1 a.m., with falling debris sparking a fire at an oil pumping station. The fire was extinguished after several hours, with no injuries reported among station employees. Russia's Ministry of Defense claims that 7 drones were destroyed in Tver Oblast overnight, while Ukrainian officials have not commented on the incident. On January 29, Russia faced a series of drone attacks, with air defense operations reported in the Bryansk, Smolensk, Nizhny Novgorod, and Tver Oblasts. As a result, flight operations at Kazan Airport were temporarily restricted. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces confirmed that a Ukrainian drone attack had destroyed an oil refinery in Kstovo, Nizhny Novgorod. Ukrainian sources said that the HUR drones successfully struck a Lukoil oil depot, causing significant damage. As Astra found out, Ukrainian drones attacked the 23rd Gryu, main missile and artillery directorate arsenal today in the settlement of Oktyabrski Tver region. An oil pumping station was also hit. At least 29 drones targeted the Tver region overnight on January 29th, according to the regional governor. As Astra found out, more than 20 drones struck an ammunition depot at the 23rd Grau arsenal and an adjacent military unit in Oktyabrski Toropets district. The depot was empty at the time, but sustained damage. 3 buildings of the military unit were also affected. Russian Telegram channels report that Ramzan Kadyrov has not appeared in public for 18 days. Kadyrov said he attended a public event on January 8th, but gave no details. On January 26th, Kadyrov reportedly attended a rehearsal of a folklore ensemble. However, he was sitting in an empty audience, so according to some media, it was filmed in advance. Kadyrov disappeared from public view for 18 days, last seen at a memorial event for his father. His return video on January 26th raised doubts as his clothing didn't match the weather, suggesting it might have been pre-recorded. Past absences. Similar disappearances occurred before, including January 2024 when he was also absent for 18 days. Health concerns. Reports suggest Kadyrov was diagnosed with pancreatic necrosis in 2019, possibly explaining his periodic withdrawals. Robert Madjar, the brigade commander of the 414th Brigade Birds of the Madjar, shows and explains how his FPV operators learned to intercept Russian fiber optic FPVs.
You see how the FPV scab flies low and doesn't worry about the signal quality because the drone is on fiber optics, an enemy drone that unspools fiber from a reel and is not subject to traditional interception. Head spinning on how to deal with it. But the first solutions are like this, and we didn't come up with them in Madjar's birds. We just set up some special drone radars that detect FPV on fiber optics. Currently, they do it efficiently at a distance of 3 to 4 kilometers. Then the FPV fighter Klima team arises, catches up with the worm-like drone, and initiates a controlled explosion. Go to hell. Those who paid attention saw a military vehicle in the video. A bit more and it would have been trouble. The guys probably didn't even realize what fell above them. Quiet and peaceful.
Canada showed how Ukrainian soldiers are sent off from training to the war. In 2025, the 10th anniversary of Operation Unifier is being marked, a Canadian Armed Forces training program for Ukraine's security forces. Over the course of this mission, Canadian military personnel have trained more than 43,000 Ukrainian soldiers. For the first time, a Turkish-made Bayraktar Akıncı drone has crashed in Libya. The UAV remains were found near the city of Ajaylata, about halfway between Tripoli and the border with Tunisia. According to its rondelles, the lost drone belonged to the Libyan Air Force. The transfer of at least one drone of this type was reported in May 2023, when the Prime Minister of Libya published footage of these devices being used to counter smuggling operations. Columnist Oded Berkowitz notes that the drone was likely based at the Misrata Air Base, from where it carried out combat and training missions. According to the published images, the drone was carrying suspended weapons, such as MAML bombs. The exact cause of its loss is unknown, but some resources suggest that a smuggling group may have shot it down, as evidenced by strange trails in the sky during the crash. This loss was the first for Bayraktar Akıncı drones, which are only just beginning to enter service and be delivered to export customers.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.